Hello everyone, this is Prasad. Thank you for clicking on this video. This video will explain a brief about the 4 P's of marketing, which forms the basic and is the basic concept for any marketing strategy. Before we go into the 4 P's of marketing, let us try to understand what is marketing from the father of modern marketing, Dr. Philip Kotler. Dr. Philip Kotler, he quotes and he defines marketing as the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the need of a target market at a profit. I mean, look at the beauty of this definition. He says it is a science and an art. A science which has a rational, a logic, a certain analytical, and an art which is basic on emotions. So it is a combination of science and art which goes into exploring, creating, and delivering the value to a certain target market. All of this at a profit. When you look at the evolution of marketing, say for example, in this case, a customer H wanted a product X. So initially, product manufacturer A came up and said he can supply this to H, and there was a business relationship set up. Over a period of time, H wanted the same product X, but this time there was A, B, C, D, and E who could supply this product to H. What happened in the evolution of time was that there were more manufacturers who were able to manufacture the product to satisfy the need of H. So H now not only was able to choose the manufacturer based on the product need, but he was now able to put up other criterias to the manufacturer for choosing the product. And those 4 basic criterias now were product, price, place, and promotion. Now these are the 4 P's which forms the 4 pillars of any business. Each P of the 4 P's of marketing are very important to build a great brand. The product must be right, the pricing must be right, the placing should be right, and the promotion should be great. Say, even if one of it is not right, for example, the product is not great, the pricing is great, but the place and promotion is also great, but then the success of it will be always short-lived, because once the customer starts using it, then he will switch on to the next product because it is not as per the expectations. Remember, product forms the basic of your organization's revenue, and therefore having the great product is at most important. If you have a great product but the pricing is not right, but the place and promotion is good, but still you will be able to cater to only a few limited customers who will be able to willing to pay that pricing. So it is important to get the pricing also right. And if the place or the accessibility is an issue to the customer, the product is great, but the pricing is great and the promotion is great, but then the place is not right, the customer is not able to get the product, then it is a lost opportunity, because there is a need, but the customer is switching over to the brand, to another competition's brand, because he's not getting the product within his reach. And then the next is, if the product is great, the price is great, and the place is great, but the promotion is not there, the customer is not aware of this, then it leads to a delayed success, or even competition can grab on and then achieve the market share from that target customer. And therefore, the organization should look into each of the 4P's and ask themselves, what are we doing? What are competitions doing? What are companies in other industries doing? And what is relevant to our business? So at each 4P, the company should look into these 4 questions. Let's start with the first P and the most important for the organization, the product. Remember, product is why your organization exists, to solve the problem of the customer. Therefore, it is the most important of all the 4Ps, and having a great product is what is important for every organization. But product, it is not limited to a materialistic or a service related thing. There are many other add-ons to a product which actually many organizations miss in explaining to their customers. The product can have features, performance quality, durability, reliability, repairability, style, color, design, product variety, packaging, size, warranty, and service. All of this actually making the experience better for the customer. Therefore, there are 3 basic levels for evaluating a product. The first one, which is the most important, is the core benefit. That is, the product must be able to do the intended application for which it is made. Point number 2, expectation of the customer. What else is the expectation of the customer apart from what it is intended to use? Third, how can this be product differentiated from the competition available in the market? What is the unique selling proposition of the product? So once the 3 levels are evaluated, it is important to understand how big is the market. So it is important to estimate the market based on the customer purchasing behavior. How frequently is the customer purchasing the product? How many potential for units to be sold in the market? So based on that, it is important to understand what is the interested market that the organization should target first. How many competitions are there in that interested market? What kind of competitors are they? How much investment is required to enter this market? So you now know how big is the market. You now know which is the interested market that the organization should get into, and then have a visionary number of what sales to be achieved in 3 years time. Because market is always so dynamic that it keeps changing. So at least for having a targeted sales number for the next 3 years is something which the organization should be having a plan for. And then work backwards as to what is the sales that the organizations can start with the first year forms the basic document. So the product is always born with a concept, an idea generated. Then it is being researched in assessing the market. Then there's a lot of business analysis done based on the cost benefit, the resources, the capital expenses required, profitability, and then there is a plan which is developed, a product development plan based on what is the specification that the product will have, what is the prototypes that will be developed, is there a kind of a market you can test this product, and then go for the launch of it, which includes the marketing plan, sales training, distribution plan, collateral design, and how you're going to communicate this to the customer. One of the most important things a product manager should do is look at the decision papers of the existing products. There are a lot of assumptions which a product manager at the time of launch would have done. So it's important for the existing products to revisit and relook into those decision papers of the product launches. What were the sales expectations? What were the assumptions made? What were the timelines? And what disruptions has happened since then? So it's very important to not only look for new product launches, but also revisit and relook into the decision papers for your existing products. The next important P is the price. The next most important P is pricing, because this is what your customers are willing to pay for the product or the price. But it is not the easiest way to capture your market shares. Pricing mistakes can kill a product. Some of the most 4 basic pricing strategies companies adopt are economy, where the cost of marketing and promoting a product are kept as low as possible. Penetration, where to discourage competitions, companies just reduce their price with an assumption that they will capture the market share, and once they have a good amount of market share, they will increase the price. But in today's world, where the competitions being generated day in and day out, it's quite tough to get into this circle and then you're coming out of it. So penetration strategies are widely used, but it's a way of killing profits. Skimming. This is where the prices are set quite high until a competition enters. They enjoy the monopoly here. And premium, because high price because of the product is unique. Okay. It's important to introspect and understand what do customers usually think about the price. It's not value for money. It's high but acceptable. As long as the product is good, I'm willing to pay for the price. The brand is premium. Of course, the price is going to be high. It's very good. It depends on the product. Man, it's too expensive. Are these some of the thoughts your customers have about your product? Which one is your customer thinking about for your product? It's also important to understand your salespeople, because they are the ones who are the front face to your customers. And what do your salespeople think about your product? I'd better not mention about the price in the first contact. We're always the most expensive. I think I can convince the customer to pay the price. Actually, customers are willing to pay if you serve them well. Price is not everything. Oh no, customers are going to complain about the price again. Oh, it's too expensive, man. I can't really sell at this price. I don't know why these people are not reducing the price. Are these some of the thoughts that your sales team are having? Which one is the majority of the thoughts for your sales team? Therefore, it is important for a company to understand 2 lines for each product. It's called the top line and the bottom line for a product in pricing. And we call this between the top line and bottom line as the price corridor. The top line indicates the maximum price beyond which a customer is unwilling to pay. Having price beyond the top line will result in the loss of turnover. And the bottom line indicates the minimum price below which the manufacturer or the company will make loss. Having price below the bottom line will result in a loss for a company. And this is where the organization should define this corridor for each product to monitor the pricing always in terms of trying to maintain between the top line and bottom line. And the next P is place. You know, the customer to whom you are going to serve, and it is very important to understand how are you going to make sure that your product reaches to this customer, and that is what this next P, which is called as place or distribution, is so important. There are various ways of reaching out to a customer based on the number of customers the company needs to reach out to, the effort what the organization will go through to reach to those number of customers, the influencers to those customers, and the consumer's purchasing behavior. See, the company can directly go and reach out to the consumer. The company can reach out to the consumer through a distributor. The company can reach out to a consumer through a distributor, through a retailer. The company can also reach out to a consumer through a distributor, through a wholesaler, through a retailer, and bringing up so many other channels in between it. This matrix is one of my favorites because it gives us a very good picture about the business. It combines product and markets or distribution channel together and gives you this 2x2 matrix. You can classify your products into existing products and new products, and your channel as new channels and existing channels. And when you put this into a 2x2 matrix, you will get to understand your organization much better and accordingly set up actions for the growth of the organization. What's the point of doing everything and not promoting it? And therefore, the last most important P is the promotion. Can you write one company name in the next 5 seconds for each of these products? A toothpaste, a chocolate, a shoes, a car, a mobile phone, a shirt, or a battery. There's a particular reason that you've written down the company names for against each of these products. Of course, with the product, price, and place, the promotion mattered because that was what makes the brand recall. And let's remember that brands are not created overnight. It's important for you to assess why you wrote those brand names against each of those products. What is the latest form of communication or promotion that these companies adopted for those products? And you will understand that what are the different medias and ways of how communication needs to be done to a customer. So the various ways of communications are demonstration, dramatization, explaining, and displaying. So you demonstrate the product to the consumer. You dramatize the product to the consumer. You explain the features to the consumer. And you display the product to the consumer. So this can be communicated with various medias today, which is available. Can be use of a flyer in terms of an advertisement on your television, radio, or on the social media, where today the social media's growth is tremendous, and then you have advertisements coming on social media and through the word of mouth of your existing customers. So these forms the 4P of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. But you know, there is more to the 4P's which actually adds for an organization. I term this as people, passion, paisa, and positive culture for an organization. These are the next 4P's which I believe is important for an organization's growth. So I hope you got a brief about the 4P's of marketing, which are the 4 pillars of any business: the product, the price, the place, and promotion. Thank you for watching, and do let me know your views about this video, which will help me to make more such videos on the field of management. Thank you.